अच्छा, you said that God was an idea.
हाँ.
Right? तो जो religions जितने भी बने हैं,
हाँ.
were they meant to evolve as well? जिस तरह से
Of
an
course.
idea evolves.
But what देखो तो जरा गौर करो कि when you say religion, when you say day, what do you mean by day? Just focus on the word day that you used. You said that as a man evolved, they produced a religion. And will they evolve? Now what do you mean by day? In your sentence, which you just said.
What I meant is that with changing time,
हाँ.
were the guidelines that were provided to us in religion,
ठीक.
were they meant to be evolved? जैसे हम कहते हैं कि कुरान पाक एक बड़ी open-ended book है. Everyone perceives in his own way. So does that mean that आप अपने तरीके से इसको सोच के evolve हो सकते हो? मतलब जो set of rules हैं, they are not just the it thing.
But you're aware that there were many prophets.
Yeah.
In history, there were many prophets.
Yes.
The movies typically say 124,000 prophets. But there are various versions of it. But there are lots of prophets. So would you say that that is an evolution?
Yeah.
There are different religions coming up, different people, different races, different geographical locations.
I guess you're absolutely right, but I think Faryal's question is somewhere down the road, religions kind of stopped evolving, right? Over the past millennia or so, we don't see any new major religion forming or any new, major ideology. I mean, there have been political ideologies, but religion has kind of gone into a stalemate kind of a thing, right? And more and more we see people becoming atheists and agnostics, and we don't see more religion coming up. We see lack of religion being more prevalent in our society.
Tell me, as we've been talking, is it at the back of your mind that religion does have solutions for our problems? Tell me, do you think? I'm not challenging you, I'm asking. Feel free to say whatever you want to say. But do you think that religions do provide solutions to your problems?
I think to some extent, yes, they do. I mean, if, for example, just to give you inner peace, that you're following a set of principles and to have that belief system, I think it does help.
Give me an example, a concrete example.
Like, for example, maybe one of the major motivations for a person can be that they want to be happy in life. They want to have that inner peace, for example, by serving humanity, by doing good, by doing the right things, doing moral things, and if doing all of those things, following a set of rules given to him by a religion. And if that gives him happiness, so I think that is solving his problem, right?
But then in that scenario there'd be no science and technology.
Not necessarily.
Why do you say not necessarily? Tell me, which religion has produced science and technology?
But science and technology is kind of independent of religion, right? It is kind of independent of religion, right? This is just something,
But that's what I said. You are right, it is independent. That's what I said, that no religion, no civilization, people do produce. But people also do lots of other things other than religion. Take an agriculturist. He may be a very religious person, but when he does agriculture, when he tills the damn land, there's no religion there. There's a bull there. Then when he waters the land, then is he being religious?
No.
And when he does the weeding,
I guess you can say he's just trying to be a problem solver. He has a problem that he needs to feed his family or his community, so he is trying to use that technology or those tools for agriculture to provide for them. So he's trying to solve a problem, basically. And
Are
that
you aware of
essentially is-
any religion which says how to do agriculture?
No.
I suppose the purpose of this entire thing is to get a clarity on where we stand today and why. I mean, because obviously our premise is that we have a very jumbled position vis-a-vis religion and God, for that matter. We have a very serious lack of clarity. Our ideas of God are seriously warped. For lack of a better word, we think God is an old man with a very long hair sitting on the day of judgment and asking who will do what and who we want to put into heaven or hell. Now we also don't know what the address of heaven and hell is, so we don't know where it exists.
I would like you to formulate the question which is in your mind yourself. If you can put it into words, the question that you have. We have thrown the ball around.
One part we have covered, no? That is very clearly covered. I think the
What is the question regarding religion or God?
So
Do you have a question?
yes,
A practical question, a real question.
so what am I noticing?
You will have to then explain to me what is the importance of the question. Once you've told me what the question is.
So basically, what I feel is that when someone asks me, I say that I am a religious person. I am a religious person. When someone asks me, I say I am a religious person. But what according to me is religious, being a religious person is namaz padhna, zakat de dena, Quran Pak pad lena. That's it. Not
Then
more
do-
than that. Right? So where I am confused is that what actually religion is, what actually Islam.
God is, and who God is.
Yes.
But have you done some homework on this question?
I am actually doing my homework. I started doing that.
What do you think? How far have you come?
What I feel is that
You realize it's a personal question.
yes, definitely.
It's not, you've not made it into a social question.
Yes, exactly.
We're not talking about our society, we're talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
So what is your question about religion? You're religious, I understand. What is your question about religion or God?
Raza, that's where I'm confused about. That like what my belief is. Like I
You're
am
confused
sticking-
about the question. If you are confused about the question, how can there be an answer, a clear answer? If you are confused about the question, if you have not sorted out the question, if
You
you
want
have not
Raza to
defined the
help?
question, you know that old saying that there can't be a right answer to a wrong question.
Yeah.
Unless your question is clear. In order to be correct, it must at least be clear. And then we can pick holes in the question. But only after you made your question clear. So you have got to do your homework on your question and try and formulate
That question.
a question.
So Raza, sorry to interrupt.
Ah.
I think I'll just sort of moderate in between. And what I'm saying is, I think what she's trying to say is that she wants to get some help in framing the question.
Oh,
How can she get some help in framing the
how
question?
far have you got with the question? You make a rough, at least you must give me a draft of your question. And then I will try to help you to frame it better. But come up with a draft question. Some preliminary question about religion. You're a religious person. Okay, I have no problem with it at all. In fact, I think that makes you into a good person. Generally speaking, innocent individuals, when they're religious, they're likely to be good people
Exactly, yes.
because they avoid bad intentions. Generally, the common religious people avoid bad intentions, cheating, enmity, playing foul. These are things, typical things, that people with religious sentiment do avoid. So they're good people.
Yeah.
But what is the further question? Aap bataएं?
Honestly, I personally feel that I don't have enough study of my own to even have a question at this point, क्योंकि मेरी अपनी religious understanding is very very basic. I feel कि I've never ever given it enough thought, unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever the case may be. So I don't think I'm ready to ask those.
You have no agenda by which you want to cheat somebody else. You don't have an agenda to cheat somebody else. You don't have an agenda to exploit somebody. You have no aggressive agenda. So you're an ordinary decent person.
What Ali Noor said, that I represent, or he represent majority of the generation.
Correct.
Today's generation. And that is one of the major problems that everyone is facing in
What
this
is
generation.
the problem?
The problem
You
is
should be
that-
happy with your religion.
Okay, so
I am
basically-
happy with your religion. I think your religion is fine.
I think what has happened is, as they have been exposed to your ideas, they've gone through things, their ideas of religion and their ideas and their belief system have been truly shaken. That's where they stand.
Have you found anything in that I have written or said in which I've been anti-religion?
No, not at all.
No. What they're realizing is that their faith and their unexamined approaches to all these things, what you have said, have made them start thinking
about their own religion.
about their own
About
religions,
their
about their belief systems, and they're finding loopholes in them and limitations in them.
Look.
So what I'm trying to say is that they started out with a natural emotional reaction.
No,
Then as they started,
why should there be an
Okay,
No, I have
we
not
don't-
understood that.
When I
What
say-
have I said that has made you react against religion, about religion?
No.
Things,
They haven't said that. What they're saying is, as they get to see, for example,
I'm
questions-
talking about the universal logic of nature.
Yeah. So before we come to that, what you've just said today, and essentially what you have done is that you have very clearly identified how God basically evolves and comes into uski
Correct.
importance kaise
And
create
religion.
and religion obviously
So
is
it's a history of religion.
so basic. So once you understand the history of religion, you suddenly start seeing in it the essentially the problem that science and technology helps you deal with eventually, and how as Salik just said right now, as science and technology comes into that process, religion takes a very different space in our lives. In the past, as you said,
So it naturally takes that.
yeah. So they're at that stage. They're
So
at
that's
that stage,
okay.
grappling with that new state, because they have never kind of seen things in this light before, and that's the vast majority of people.
Dekho bhai, what you're saying is that the vast majority of good people, when they try to connect to the logic of science and technology, the social logic of science and technology, look, science and technology proper deal with doing things, making new machines, automation, robotics, etc., going to Mars, etc. But have you come across something in technology which says that you should not be a religious person? Have you come across something in technology or science?
Yes,
there is God.
Huh?
Science says there's no God.
No.
Where
so
is the
basically,
science?
no,
I would
that's
like
not
to.
the point. The point
can you
is,
quote to me chapter and verse?
It doesn't
there
say
is no
that.
God.
Okay,
Science.
so
Which science
Why
says
would-
there? Which science says
no,
there is
basically,
no?
basically,
Science says that what I can't see.
One minute.
No,
Is there any book of science which text?
So the basic idea is science says that if you have a theory, right, it should be somehow verifiable,
Correct.
right? And religion just takes everything on faith. So that is
But
the core
does
difference.
it say about religious theory? Does it say about theory of things? Or does it talk about the theory of religion?
Science
That's a
or
very good
Science.
question.
No, science does not say that.
yeah, it doesn't.
No physics, no chemistry. Do you know of any book of science, of chemistry or physics or engineering which says there is no God?
No.
No. Ali, no science says.
No. I'm not
There
saying
is
that.
no God.
I'm not at all saying. Science का तो काम नहीं है. This is not its job.
Ah.
The problem.
So it doesn't speak about what is not its job.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल I
If you have a question, then it's your question. You are welcome as an individual to go on thinking about your ideas. But look, you have family relationships. Is there about any scientific statement about which relation of yours you should be friendly with and which relation of yours you should be unfriendly with?
No, not at all.
It doesn't deal with your personal relationships. Now you may have a question about it. That's fine. But then you would like to use the tools that you have, the intellectual tools. You would like to reason, to think. I have shared with you, when you started out, I shared willingly with you my thinking about God, about religion, what I know about God and religion.
Yeah.
That I put on the table as food for your thought, and you are welcome to supplement it, to add something to it, or subtract something from it. But what I'm saying is that this issue, is it of concern to society? The question of religion, the question of God, is it relevant for this bad society? Do we roughly agree that this society has many defects, not political defects, economic defects, cultural defects, moral defects?
Definitely.
That is the agenda. Now, do you find that in your social thinking or in your personal thinking, the question arises that is there a God? Should one have a religion or not have a religion?
I think my circle, yes. This
How?
generation, yes.
How? Explain that problem to me. Let make it a tangible problem for me. When you say, what is your question about religion in your practical living?
I think with the वही बात के with the increase in technology and जितनी भी information is being spread now, a lot of people who have questions regarding their religion because they didn't do the research. They didn't do the research regarding their religion, and they have just been following those guidelines which their parents have told them and their parents have told them. And now that they are doing the research, so because of such diversity in the information, they are confused which information is right regarding the religion, which information is wrong regarding the religion. And then when seeing the technology doing all those practical implications, and you are seeing things happening now, just as people going to Mars, there's another planet where you can survive. And
like the concept of immortality that we saw yesterday, it is possible to become immortal.
Yes.
So the whole religious concept
is just
takes
shaking.
Another shape altogether.
I would advise you to carry on with your own personal thinking about religion and God. I would say to you that by all means go on thinking about it. I would say to you, don't make it an issue for debate with other people. Go on thinking.
Okay.
The reason is that this will divert your attention from the real debate unnecessarily.
So ask him what the real debate is.
The debate is the bad society that you're living in.
Yeah.
Converting it into a good society. Society means politics, it means economics, it means culture. It means these three pillars which have been institutionalized. The culture that has been institutionalized, the political system that has been institutionalized, the economic system that has been institutionalized. These three pillars
But even for us living here today, you know, in a country like Pakistan, it is impossible for us to have religion on a separate side and then
It's
discuss
not been
about
impossible
these
for
things.
me. I've lived in
I'll
Pakistan
interject over
for
there.
70 years flat.
I think, but was that?
I came to Pakistan in September 47. I have had no problem at all with religion. I did not make it a problem. If you have a problem, then tell me what is the actual problem.
I think a better way to put
You are
it
imagining a problem.
together,
You should bypass this issue because this is not your main work.
Problem. Yes.
This is not your main agenda of changing society. You're living in a bad society. You should be sensitive to that.
But Raza, everyone is stuck in this limbo, and because of that,
It
they
doesn't
are
make
not-
I think this is being stuck. It's being stuck makes me feel that you want to avoid the social issues and
No.
substitute it.
I don't
For,
agree.
all right, well, tell me what is the issue, religious
So I'll
issue.
tell you.
Now tell me
I'll
what.
tell you.
Ah.
So what's going on is that the social issue,
Ah.
which is taking priority,
Ah.
the issue of religion
Ah.
comes only in between, and I think it's been my problem as well all
Ah.
along. Even though I've never been that stuck, I had my own views and everything, and very similar to yours. That's why I relate with yours. So that was not the problem. The problem arises that when we try to deal with the social issues, the
Ah.
cultural, the social, and the political,
political.
three sides of the triple,
Ah.
we are constantly dealing with the fact that religious things that are attributed to religion, for example, suicide bombing, for example,
Ah.
things like the fact that women are treated in a certain way because of religion or whatever.
Ah.
Those I think those factors, we start connecting them with a lot of social issues that we are dealing with.
Ah.
For example, if someone wants to pursue music, for a very simple
Ah.
example, and someone says you can't do it because
Who
you're-
says you can't do it?
Is that half the
One
world?
minute. Let's come down to tangibles, to concrete,
Ah.
realistic things.
Yeah.
Who says don't do
A
music?
girl's father who says you will not sing
Well, the father will not let her sing.
because of religion.
because of religion. Yes.
Because
So
of
you
religion
want to
specific-
convert the girl's father?
No.
You can't be serious.
No, we're not talking about converting the father. What we're trying to understand is that girl,
Huh.
when she's in that dilemma,
Huh.
where it's a very personal matter.
You
to
mean
her,
the girl is autonomous?
the girl is
The girl
in
is
between.
autonomous, she is not being
No, I'm not saying so. I'm saying that this
restrained
is-
by her father.
So of
Is
course,
the father arguing with her intellectually?
the girl is
Or is the
pondering-
father
the girl
forbidding
is
her?
pondering over
Is the
fact-
father forbidding
yes,
her?
he's forbidding her over
Then
religious
if he is
matter.
forbidding her, then you're wasting your time trying to argue with him.
No, I'm not trying to argue. The
Ah.
girl is coming and asking a question
Ah.
that although I have been grown up in a religious background, I have grown up with that stuff,
Ah.
I feel very strongly that I think whatever little I know about religion, I don't think religions can stop you from making music. But my father says the same thing. Now I want to go against my father.
Is that
as
the
a-
only thing he says? Is that the only thing he says to his daughter, that don't sing? And is he not going to tell him 100 other things, what to do, whom to marry, and how
So
to marry,
all of
and
things-
what to do?
So let's say all those factors. he
Then
basically-
it's a problem is with the relationship with her father. No, I'm sorry.
We're not actually getting to the
You're not serious. You see, my father told me to get out of the house because I would not learn law and get good grades in my college. I got a 3rd division, so he said, you leave the house and you're living. So, do I bring in an issue there? I've got to do my thing. What are you trying to do? Convert the father's ideas about religion, about music? Are you seriously trying to convert the father's ideas about music? That girl whose father says it is sinful to do music. I have no problem. There are lots of fathers in Pakistan who will say to their daughter that it is sinful to do music.
Okay.
So are you trying to convert the father?
Okay.
You'll have to fight the father.
So what if that girl has an emotional attachment with
To?
with her father? Okay, right?
She's
But
got a problem.
but
She's got to make a choice.
But she knows that his father is being illogical.
She can't convert him to logic. You think she has any hope in hell to convert her father's ideas?
No, not at all.
The man is a stupid ass.
Then he has to. Then she has to choose between.
Of course she has to choose. Of course she has to choose. Every man has to choose. How the hell will you go to heaven if you don't make choices on earth? If you don't make choices on earth, how will you go to heaven?
Yeah,
You have to make choices.
So that's where everything comes to a point that with religion we have this emotional attachment, and with science and technology we are getting this.
But does it make you into a Maulvi? Then you look after your own religion, your own version. I am also a religious person.
Yeah.
But I have my version of religion. According to my conscience, according to my intellect, according to my emotions. It's an integral part of me. And I have never had any fear of being sent to hell by God, because I've done nothing the evil or bad or wrong. But I've had to think for myself. I've had to take decisions for myself. You can't hide behind the question of religion. Because look, it's a fool's errand, the question of religion. The only sensible thing is to bypass that question.
I think
No, but the problem is that, okay, if we start talking about the problems of our bad corrupted society, right, and things that are wrong over here, a lot of them can be attributed to those certain dogmas of religion.
No. Try again. Think seriously. Think deeply and seriously. Come to grips with facts. You are an intelligent, educated person. I'm saying that you're sidetracking social responsibility and social thinking, focusing your intellect upon existing social issues. You're being insensitive to them.